Morning everybody. Tuesday the 23rd of December 2025. It's 6:30 and obviously I'm off on my morning run. I have a brother who lives in Queensland and he said to me, and I was talking to him recently, that one day I should explain to him all the etiquette of Parkrun. So I thought that's what I would do today. I don't know if you'll watch this video, but I thought I'd explain the etiquette Parkrun. Now, for those who don't know, Parkrun is a free 5k timed event. Morning, it's held every Saturday somewhere near you. Ours here in Goulburn is held at Marsden Weir. It starts at 8 o'clock. Now the things that I'm going to mention aren't necessarily in order of importance. One is not more important than the other, but you've got to start somewhere. And I haven't had any training as a run director or anything like that. So what I know is just based on the park runs that I've turned up to and done. And so if you're a run director or somebody who's more connected to Parkrun than me, then if I've made an error, forgotten something or something like that, then feel free to correct me in the comments. Parkrun exists, proceeds every Saturday because of volunteers. So the person who's the run director, the person who gives you your token at the finish line, the person using their phone with the timing app, the person who scans the finish tokens, the marshals, the park tail walker, they're all volunteers. On Thursday, on Christmas Day, your local parkrun might be holding an event. It'll be on because all of those volunteers decided they'd come and do what was needed to make Parkrun happen on Christmas Day. They don't get paid. They do it all for free. They do it all because, like you, they love Parkrun and they want it to be on. And so, when the run director mentions the volunteers in the pre-run briefing, give them a round of applause, because without them there is no parkrun. You can turn up and run the course and get a non-parkrun result, but there's no official parkrun unless the volunteers do what has to be done. The second thing that's important is to listen to the pre-run briefing. You might have done hundreds of park runs, morning and heard it all many times before. But there'll be some people who are new to parkrun, first timers, that is, they've never done a parkrun before, or they're new to your parkrun and they haven't heard the briefing. And it might even be that this week there's something new that you need to know. Might be a tree falling on the course and you've had to make a detour around it. Might be the part of the path is cracked and damaged and the council's working on it. Something like that. So listen to the pre-run briefing. So that you can pick up on anything that's different this week, and also so that the first timers to parkrun and the first timers to your course can be fully informed about what's happening. Another important thing is to self-seed at the start. And what I mean by that is, if you're likely to finish in under 20 minutes, then get near the front of get near the start line. Okay. If you're 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 35, whatever, then stand a bit further back. Some park runs have flags or cones with finishing times on them. 25 minutes, 27, 30, 30, 32 minutes and so forth. Now, the reason for that is this. If you're a 30-minute finisher, and that's fine, every finish is a good finish. If you finish in about 30 minutes and you're right up at the front, there's a whole bunch of others around you finish in 20 minutes or less. They're going like the clappers. As soon as the run director says go, they're all going hell-bent for leather. And since you're going to be at a slower pace, there's the potential for an accident. There's the potential for someone to run into you, jostle you, and unintentionally when they're trying to get past you, or something like that. Because if you're a bit further back, close to where you would normally finish, then whilst I say that will never happen, the possibility of you being the cause of the accident is dramatically reduced. Now if you say, well, I've never done parkrun before, so I don't know my finishing time, then err on the side of caution. It's a 5k run. Give yourself a bit of room and give the people in front of you a bit of room. If you stand back at the 25-minute marker and it turns out you can finish it in 20 minutes, you can pick up that distance once you get going. Once the run starts, the field will spread out. You'll have plenty of room in which to make up the distance, but err on the side of caution. Another important thing, I think we might be up to number 4, is to understand that the rules about children are there for the safety of the children. And the rules about children say that children under 11 must be in the charge of a responsible adult. That adult can be you. Or, thank you, someone else that you designate as being responsible. The reason for that is if your child gets distressed, disoriented, forgets which way to go, has a fall, or anything else like that, you as their parent are close by to do what's needed. The tail walker's job is to inform the run director if there's been an accident, and for the run director to make its decision about whether to call an ambulance or whatever. And if it's just that your child has got a bit confused, they've gone out really fast, because kids don't necessarily understand how far 5k is, and then they've got a stitch or whatever, and they just need mum and dad. The tail walker is not there to be mum and dad, and I'm not saying that they would be callous or uncaring, but to avoid any problems for the volunteers or anybody else that sees your child distressed and tries to comfort them, the rule is if your child's under 11, they need to be close to a responsible adult. And a responsible adult could be your 14 or 15-year-old daughter or son, or somebody else that they know. It's for everyone's protection. Dogs love parkrun. We know that. They come along and they run the 5k, even dogs with little legs, big hearts. They run it and they love it. But Parkrun says you must be on a short leash, not one of those extendable ones, and you're only allowed one dog. Everybody's dog is friendly, except for that time when they, like us, are a bit grumpy or a bit overwhelmed by the crowd or the noise or something else, and they might snap at someone, or worse, they might try and surge ahead of you with your extendable lead and getting tangled up with other people, or worse, they bolt off the extendable lead and they pull you down and you're injured. I saw something once that said 400,000 head injuries alone in the United States are caused by dogs bolting off those retractable leads. So bring your dog to Parkrun, keep it on the short leash. You have to have it handheld. You can get a dispensation to have it around your waist, but you have to apply for that. And perhaps you're at the back of a group and your dog champing at the bit, call out dog behind or something so people can make room and you can get past. Most parkrun courses are run on public land of some sort, and a local authority, council or whomever has given permission for the parkrun event to be held. Because it's public land, there'll be other people who are going the same way that are not park runners, and there'll be people coming the other way that are not park runners. So keep to the left, as you do when you're driving in Australia, so the people coming the opposite way can get through without there being any incidents or dramas or whatever. As when you're driving, you overtake by pulling out to the right. So if there's a pack of runners in front of you and they're sort of walking, going together and talking and so forth, as people do at Parkrun, and you want to get past, go around to the right just like you would when you're overtaking in your car. Perhaps call out coming through or something so that they know, and they might even just go into single file or something to let you past. Now thank you when they've done it, costs you nothing, earns you some goodwill. I spoke about the volunteers before. I should have mentioned when you're out on the course and you see the marshal at the turnaround point, if yours has one, thank them for being there. They don't want a medal or a certificate or anything, but a thank you again costs you nothing and makes them feel appreciated. When you see the tail walker, because you're on your way back and they're still just past the first K mark or something, again thank them, because without the tail walker, Parkrun can't proceed. It's customary at most parkruns to ask if people are doing a milestone, a 50, 100, 200, whatever it might be. Some people want the acknowledgement and will certainly put up their hand and say, give them a round of applause, because it is an accomplishment and it is something they're proud about. And it's part of the culture, if you like, or the etiquette of Parkrun to acknowledge people's achievements, not successes or failures, because that implies there are failures as well, but just to acknowledge people's achievements. At the end of the Parkrun, you get a finish token which has a barcode and a number. The number tells you your position. The barcode is scanned by the barcode scanner, and by some computer voodoo that I don't know anything about, it is able to place you, record your time, so it tells you where you finished, it tells you your gender finish position, it tells you your age group finishing position, and it calculates a age grade percentage for you. Once again, the person doing that is a volunteer. Thank them. Don't take the finish token home with you. It's not a souvenir. People need that for next week's event. Have your own personal barcode, which you can have in paper form. You can get as a wristband. You can certainly get it on, I think, most smartwatches. You can probably get it on your phone. That way your finishing time and so forth will be recognised. But if you don't have your personal barcode, you'll still get the finish token, and you go and put it in the bucket, and you will record it as unknown. I'm trying to think if there are anything else, if there is anything else, or are other things that I should mention. Although it's a timed event, there are no trophies, no certificates, no podium finish, no drug tests, no gender tests. There's just you turn up, do the run, get the finish token, get it scanned, and you're done. I have heard, anecdotally, I have no evidence to say it happens, but I've heard other people talking about it, saying that some people take a finish token when they haven't completed the whole course. They've got 2Ks in or something, got a stitch or a cramp or whatever, and they've turned around and gone back. Now the people at the finish line aren't to know whether they've completed the whole course or not. They just hand out the finish tokens as you cross the line. So it's a question of your personal integrity. I don't know whether the people in front of me, well, I know whether the people in front of me have done the whole course because I passed them, or they passed me on their way back while I'm still going. If somebody behind me doesn't do the whole course, I don't know. But to be honest, I don't care. I'm only interested in my own performance. And if somebody takes a finish token and has a time recorded when they didn't do the whole course, it tends to bring down the whole event, as well as demean yourself. And why would you want to do that? I can't think of a reason why you'd want to do it. So don't do it, please. If you can, stay for a few minutes after you've finished and chew the fat with other people who want to know how you went. They want to tell you how they went. And also, you can give a cheer or a round of applause to other people who are just finishing, and that's encouraging to them. And that's all part of the parkrun ethos, if you like, that it's an open, free and inclusive event. Everybody can do it. If you walk it, 5Ks walked is the same as 5Ks run. 5Ks run in 15 minutes is the same 5Ks as run in 55 minutes. Run director and the volunteers will all still be there when the last person comes in, because that'll be the tail walker. But I'm sure that some of those other finishers who are coming in around the 50-minute or hour, or perhaps even beyond it mark, might appreciate an encouraging round of applause when they finish, as well as everybody else does. I think that pretty well covers everything. Not necessarily part of the etiquette, but part of the concept is enjoy it and have fun. Some weeks it's going to be a grind, some weeks it's going to be freezing cold and a enormous wind blowing. Some weeks it's going to be roasting hot. So those weeks you might be saying to yourself, why am I doing this? I must be mad. And next week you'll come back anyway. But just enjoy it, have fun, acknowledge everybody who takes part in whatever capacity that might be for them, and come back next week. Thank you for watching. I hope I've covered all the important points. Thank you especially to all the people who volunteer and make Parkrun successful every Saturday, and especially those ones who will be there on Christmas Day and maybe even New Year's Day to make sure the parkrun goes ahead. Thank you for watching. If you have a comment, leave it in the comment section. When I become aware of it, I will respond. Have a good day. Enjoy your next parkrun or any other run you're doing, and I'll catch you next time I'm making a running video.